Okay, so we'll introduce ourselves. Courtney, tell us about yourself.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. This is our, I think, fifth installment of the Back to Business series. I want to say it's our fifth, maybe our sixth. Either way, we're excited to be here. I'm Courtney Bennett, and I am the events manager for the Mountain View Chamber of Commerce. And with me today is Dawn.
Hello, I'm Dawn Mayer, and I am part of the Chamber team, and I'm very focused on member outreach, member connectivity, and member relations. So good to be with you here today. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome. Today, the focus of our Back to Business, this episode is going to be focused on resiliency tools. As part of the Chamber, you have so many tools you can use, whether it's a normal time or even in a pandemic. We've added some new tools to help you specifically during this time. We know things are so different than they were 6-8 months ago. So of course we had to adapt too, and we're here to share the ways that we've adapted to this new reality that we're living in right now. And hopefully some of you have also found your ways to shift your business model and also change, and hopefully things have been working out for you. We're excited to hear how that's been going.
And one thing that we could mention is that we do record this and then republish it after. And so we have a great deal of our viewers that see it after the actual live broadcast. But thank you for being here on the live broadcast today.
Happening live from the Chamber as we work from home. So I guess, we can just get started. Dawn, do you want to kick it off by just letting our members know what they have on a regular basis, whether we're in a pandemic or not?
Absolutely. So I'm going to talk first about a couple of shifts in the way that we've been communicating with our members. The first is our newsletter. It used to be once a week, and we had a program that we followed monthly. And now we've needed to be a little bit more nimble and get information out to the business community as it bubbles up. And so Peter has been leading that effort, and Peter will be joining us on the call at some point, our CEO. But we have been publishing newsletters that aggregates as much information as we possibly can about resources that the business community requires in order to survive. So that might include information on lending, new guidelines. It covers the whole gamut as far as resources. But if you're not getting that, we want to make sure that you do get that newsletter. So let us know. Additionally, we have repurposed our ilovemv.org website. That was a website really designed for visitors initially, and so we've repurposed it under the circumstances to let everybody know in the community, the restaurants and businesses that are open, essential services, a list of essential services that are open and how to get a hold of them. We have established a universal gift card, which I think Peter will talk to us about when he joins the call. And then we've also aggregated those COVID resources for business on that same website. So if you haven't checked out ilovemv.org, please do. It's worked out to be a very important tool, and the information published there has been widely shared in local newspapers, on Nextdoor, across other social media. And check to see that we have you listed, and let us know if there are any updates that need to be made. That has been almost a full-time effort on our part just to keep all that information up to date, but we've gotten great feedback about how beneficial that has been for the residential community in particular. I would also say social media, we're active there. If you're not tagging the Chamber on your posts, you really should. We are on Facebook and Instagram with regular updates. I think our handle, at least for Facebook, is @ChamberMV. And anything that you tag us on, we are happy to share on your behalf, because we have a pretty good number of followers, and we'd like to get your message out there to the community. It's a very easy thing for you to do. You or your marketing team. And another great feature that existed before this, but we've now made it widely available to anyone who wants to utilize it, is that with the activity on our website, we've been driving some significant traffic to both the chambermv.org website and the ilovemv.org website. So if you have a camera ready banner ad in 300 by 900 px, and we want it to be horizontal, vertical, I'm sorry, tall, not long, tall. And you send that to us, we will put that up on your behalf, because with the increase in traffic to the website, it's really good visibility for you and your business. And you can send that updated as often as you want, and we'll keep updating that on our website for you. Other tools that we haven't had to make changes to because they were already robust and perfect for you to share your messaging is utilizing our chamber portal. You are able to use our online directory as your landing page for your business. And there's a lot of information that you can upload there. Pictures, marketing material, descriptions of what you do, specific links to services that you now want to showcase as a result of the change in the way that we all do business. Additionally, you can put up promotions, you can put up hot deals just for members, hot deals for the community at large. If you're having some kind of event, we presume it's virtual, but that may not be the case. You can list that event utilizing our website because people are looking for activities and things happening. So you go right to the homepage of the Chamber website, and right in the middle of the page is a submit your event link. That's open to anybody, so you don't have to be a member in order to utilize that. So if you happen to work with a volunteer organization and you want to showcase something happening for them, please free to use that tool. And then additionally, the news release, and that's an amazing tool that is designed for members only. So you do have to log in to the Chamber portal to take advantage of that, but that allows you to put up press releases that reside on the Chamber website and also get pushed out to our social media. And the purpose of that is to share your news, whatever it might be, a new restaurant, updated hours, new staff that you want to highlight, any news that you have that you would like to share with the community. This is a great tool, and it really improves your online visibility. It improves your SEO when somebody is looking for you, because that press release comes up very early in somebody's search for either your business or the topic that you've discussed, the headline that you've created for that particular news release. So those are just a few of the things that we are happy to help you with. You can reach back to us and we can work with you on utilizing any of those. Now that we're going back to business in one format or another, marketing is really important, and persistent marketing is very important. So the fact that we have a number of tools that you can utilize is really going to be a huge help for your business. And last not least, we're not quite there yet, but once we're back open, we will be able to have you renting the boardroom. At certain member levels, boardroom use is included, and we are updating our boardroom so that it has all of the latest, greatest video tools so that you can run your virtual meetings from our boardroom. So that's something to file away for now, and those are just a few of the things that you can use right now to market your business utilizing the Chamber.
Thank you, Dawn. That was a great comprehensive overview. We joke sometimes in our office, we do so many things and we can't remember it when anyone asks us. I know personally I can't remember for the life of us, but that was a great overview. Thank you. I'm actually pretty excited about having our conference room, renovated or tricked out, I guess, with our new video equipment. Next thing you know, we'll have some twinkling lights and all kinds of stuff in our virtual events. So stay tuned, everyone. One of the other ways we have kind of shifted is, as many of our members know about us, we used to host a lot of events in person. And some of these events were 10, 20 person meetings or events, lunches, all the way up into our celebration of leaders dinner and our large scale festival. Since we're not able to do those in person right now, as you can tell, we've shifted online. One of our events is the Back to Business event series, which is what you're part of right now. And this series is something that we feel is important and has to be relevant when we host the events. So you might have noticed that the topics for the actual sessions aren't released until a week or two before the actual event. And that's on purpose. That's because we want to make sure that the information that we're providing or the people we're bringing on to present, that the information is current, it's relevant, and it's not last month's news, because who wants to sit through another webinar of something they've already heard 4 weeks ago? So that's what we're doing with this series. We've also known and heard from a lot of our members that they miss going to our mixers and happy hours, and we miss them too. Let me tell you, we definitely miss our glamorous poolside mixers and all of the wonderful seeing all of our wonderful members. But luckily, we're able to host virtual social hours. Our next social hour will be next Tuesday, so I will add the registration link to the chat, and it will also be up on our Facebook, Instagram, and our website calendar, so you can find how to attend that next week virtual social hour. Pants are optional, but try to wear something, wear a shirt at least. And you can also pour your own drink. We're not shy about that either. So come on, join us next Tuesday. We'll have some fun, we'll chat, and it'll be a great time. And we hope to do more events like that. And we will touch on the gift card program a little bit later, but that's something else that we have going on right now. That's kind of a bigger shift from our usual day-to-day activities at the Chamber. Dawn, would you want to talk about how that we've been working with the Downtown Business Association and kind of our partnership with them?
I think Sarah may be on the call right now. Sarah, are you on the call and available to chat a little bit about how the Downtown Business Association has been able to help business?
I am. Yes, I am here. I was able to just jump on. Good timing.
Right.
Yeah, and the Downtown Association is always looking for new ways to define itself as new needs come up, and obviously we have unprecedented needs at this time, and so the latest needs, obviously, is getting restaurants, which is our anchor store in downtown. We have a lot of great retail, social service, special services, but our restaurants are our anchor store, and getting them the tools in their hands to serve their customers as quickly as they can and put their staff to work is essential right now. So we've been working hard with the city to try to figure out the best way to structure Castro Street and how to get sidewalk cafes permitted as soon as possible. So right now that has been the main focus of the Downtown Association, trying to figure out the needs of those that can expand into the street, and that's been keeping us busy. And thank you, Dawn, for helping me run around and talk to all our restaurants and figuring out who wanted picnic tables and how we could set that up.
Absolutely. Happy to, Sarah. That's a great overview. Appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I'm going to go ahead. There we go. Awesome. And we're so thankful for being able to work with Sarah and the Downtown Business Association and the city. It's really been a group effort, and I can speak for myself and say that we're really proud of the progress that has been made and being able to make changes on such a short notice. I know working with the city, they've had a lot of great changes as well. Dawn, is that something you would also like to speak on?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we've had to shift the way that we work together. We've had to shift our priorities so that we, are working with the city on a number of different initiatives. Castro Street being open to pedestrians is, the top priority right now. And a few of the highlights from that program is that Castro Street is currently closed to car traffic and open to pedestrians. And there is signage up on the street to help everyone understand what the guidelines are for utilizing the space. Additionally, there's a QR code that the city has created so that you can just open the camera on your phone, hover over the QR code, and find out the guidelines for utilizing the space downtown. So we're loving that, a good blend of technology for keeping people aware of what's happening. I'm guessing that some of the restaurants are using QR codes for their menus as well. I haven't we'll find out on Friday when everything goes live. But the city has also worked and helped lead a program with getting health department guidelines on a Mountain View branded flyer. So we're going to be taking those around to business, but they are also available for pickup at the chamber. You can let us know. It's an 11 by 17 poster sign that has your all the health department guidelines listed, and it's branded specific to our city, Mountain View. Additionally, the city has been very nimble in getting together the briefing, which is a weekly publication now. Sometimes it does happen a couple of times a week, depending on what's happening. But if you are not currently getting the briefing, please go to the city website and sign up to receive that, because that has very valuable, up-to-date information on it that the city needs you to know as you're operating your business. As it pertains to transition, one of the ways that the city has shifted resources by having the library staff focus on outreach to the business community. So they've already called an outreach to business at 2 separate times. Every business in Mountain View has been contacted. The first round was just to say, we're thinking of you. We need to know what it is that you need. We're gathering intel. We appreciate anything that you can let us know about how you're operating right now. And then that information was gathered and shared so that we all understood the priorities of business. And then a second round of calls was just recently completed, just to find out the latest updates on regarding business and what it is that they needed the city and the community to know. So that's been very helpful to have that shift. I think that now that the library is open for sidewalk service, the staff has been refocused and they're back to doing their normal jobs. But that was a shift that helped all of us in gathering information, because there were a lot of calls to be made. I think that's about it.
Yeah, that sounds, that's the majority of the things that I've heard from our meetings and everything and communications. So all three organizations have really made some big changes and transitions, and our workload is so different now than what it was a year ago and 9 months ago. So it's been very interesting, to say the least, but exciting and different and changing, and everything's new every day. So you never know, everything changes every hour. So as I'm sure a lot of our viewers on this call have also experienced. So we actually want to know if your business has had to make a change, or how you have changed your business model to adapt to our new business climate. Has anyone changed what they're doing, changed what you're selling, changed your entire service? If anyone would like to share that, you can go ahead and send us a message in the chat or raise your hand and I can allow you to talk. You'll be listed as one of the panelists briefly, so prepare to unmute yourself if you do raise your hand. But if anyone would like to share how they've kind of shifted during this time, we're kind of opening the floor to you guys. I know, got a hand. Hi, Sarah. We know that Opel
And again, it feels so funny talking where I can't see myself. I can only see the two of you. Can everybody else see me, or is it just a voice?
It's just a voice.
I was just curious. I'm fine either way.
You want me to try and see if I can give you video?
It's up to you.
It's not letting me right now, but
not a big deal. I was just curious if I should be smiling, if everybody could see me or not. I mean, I am anyway, but.
We can hear your smile.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm the owner of Opel. I've been here on Castro Street for 16 years, and my business has definitely had to evolve over the years, but a major pivot, of course, the last couple months. Opel specialized in corporate events and parties and dancing on the weekends and everything fun that involved big groups, which obviously doesn't work anymore. That's like as bad to be in as the travel industry right now. So big place, expensive rent, a lot of staff to support. What do I do? So I did a complete pivot, kind of looking at the needs on Castro Street and felt we kind of needed more of like a loungy, like kind of upscale wine bar kind of vibe. So I flipped it into a wine bar. And it actually works perfectly. The big dance floor is now socially distanced tables, at least once people can do dine in. Nice high ceilings. So it's actually turned out to be the perfect COVID socially distancing friendly wine bar. And I have all the fancy lights to make nice ambiance. So I'm really actually kind of excited about this change. I mean, of course, it's, bleeding money horribly meanwhile until we can open. But I feel optimistic about the plan because I was able to do this pivot. And so, I like to encourage all my neighbors, like, what can you do with your space? I'm also looking at bringing in some art to sell. I have crystals in the window, some sculptures to try to maximize my space. So I'm working with the planning department right now to get special approval, because you have to get a conditional use permit if you want to do anything other than what you're authorized to do right now. So going through that process. But yeah, I'm optimistic with this pivot. That's it.
Thank you, Sarah, for sharing that with us. Dawn gave me a little insider tip that it looks beautiful inside, so I cannot wait to walk by and look through the window. I'm very excited to stop by and check out the wine bar when you're able to operate.
Excited too to have you over. And yes, we'll have to do some community events there too. Hopefully we can do events someday and still can socially distance somewhat. And actually for events too, we did a modification where we allow hybrid events now. So we've figured out the audio visual so that some people can join, but their team members can still be someplace else. So you can do video and in person all at the same time. So that we figure will probably be the future of events.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Sarah. It looks like we have another hand raised, but we wish you the best of luck. We know it'll be successful, whatever you put your mind to. So we're crossing our fingers that things open safely and quickly so you can get that wine bar rolling.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Sarah. All right, we have Jeff. Jeff, I went ahead and you'll have to unmute yourself, but thank you for joining us today, Jeff. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself and
Sure.
letting us know how it's been going for you.
Yeah, Jeff Weinberg, JW Catering. We've been a part of the chamber for as long as I've had my business, which is 20 years now. We have specialized in large-scale events, big dinners, big lunches, corporate programs, obviously all of those things that have disappeared during the pandemic. And right off the bat, we jumped into repurposing our space. We took away our front tasting room that was reserved for clients, pivoted to a deli walk-up model. So we actually have DoorDash, Grubhub, and our own call-in, take and run orders, if you will. So we've taken that space, repurposed that space. We've repurposed our menu and made everything more conducive to a COVID-friendly gathering, if you will. So whether it be a small office meeting where we're delivering to 6 different folks participating in a Zoom call, or if it's folks that are in a socially distant setting at their home or an office, we've put everything together for COVID-friendly packaging, so nothing is touching, no one else has to touch utensils. Revising the business model, we have gone to more of a direct-to-consumer route. Typically, we didn't have any interaction with the public from our storefront. Now, as I said, we have the deli. We've branded something called the Marvelous Matzo Experiment. I always joked that my mother's matzo ball soup would save the world. In this case, it saved a business. So we built a whole Jewish deli model around our space here. And to that extent, we're launching 3 more restaurants next week. So we'll then morph into what we call Casper restaurants. Casper being the home of your friendly neighborhood ghost kitchen. So my team is coming up with 5 different concepts. We'll all launch them out of our space, again, on the DoorDash and Grubhub apps, but also putting together our own apps so that you can order cross-restaurant. So if there are 5 people in a home or an office that want 5 different meals, you can get it from Casper and not have to have 5 different deliveries. Cheaper, easier, more environmentally friendly, not having 5 different drivers out on the road. And then, part of what we do every day is, as a team, we've kept all of our staff in place. We sit down and we review. We bounce ideas off of each other. What's working, what's not working, how do we grow? We see this as a time of not only being able to just exist, but a time to grow and fulfill needs that the community has. So while it's certainly not pretty, it's certainly, we're moving in a direction that at least becomes sustainable.
That's awesome, Jeff. And one of the things that I didn't mention that your team is leveraging is a private Facebook group that the chamber has started. And the idea is to get folks in the community aware of the restaurants that are open and sharing their dining experiences. And your team has been using that to advertise your daily lunch special. And it's awesome. I mean, the pictures are great, for one thing. And the other is that the menu looks really appetizing. So day after day, I try to get there because there's a window of time that you can order that day's special menu item. But I love that idea. I think it's very clever. How has that been working for you?
So yeah, thanks for bringing that up. We branded what we call our limited lockdown luncheon, which is a daily pop-up. And what we tried to do was come up with some food that was crave-worthy, something that you couldn't necessarily find on one of the delivery apps, or that you couldn't get over to the coast to get a lobster roll from Sam's. We brought that experience here with the idea that it would also drive traffic to the Marvelous Matzo experiment, to JW Catering, to this new front-facing concept that we have. So typically it's 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock or until we sell out. More days than not, we've sold out of our special by 12:30, 12:45. And the idea is, jump in early and come get something, different and interesting. For anybody who is interested, I will say the soft shell crabs coming in from Maryland for this Saturday's soft shell crab sandwich are stunning.
Ooh.
I've got a buddy with a restaurant back on the East Coast and he can't get certain things. So I'm shipping him some sourdough and some California products, and he's sending me Maryland blue crab and soft shell crabs.
Putting that on my calendar. That's awesome.
I'm early.
Yeah, if you normally sell out by 12:30, we'll have to be there right at opening.
Yeah, one thing I forgot to mention is the last piece of what we've done is we've taken some of our excess bandwidth and we've been feeding nonprofits. So early on, we started supplementing CSA's needs, and we're sending over a couple hundred meals twice a week. Because we're also based in Sunnyvale, we've started doing the same thing with Sunnyvale's community services agency. So we're using our excess time to still be good stewards of the community and help those that really still do need to eat, because there's a great chasm between the haves and the have-nots, even more so right now.
Yeah. Jeff, have you, what about your employees? Have you been able to keep some of your employees on, or how has that been working out for you?
So I immediately overreacted and laid everybody off the day after Celebration of Leaders and stewed on that for 24 hours and brought everyone back the following day. So we're at full staff.
Wow.
A couple folks that have chosen not to come back, but anybody who wanted to come back to work is here and able to work.
Oh, wow. That's so good to hear. Oh, that's amazing to hear.
Yeah,
I was concerned. I was very concerned.
Yeah, with my management team, we made the decision that we would figure out a way to keep folks employed, and whether it be by supporting nonprofits and having hours for folks to work, or creating new business models, keeping the folks here has been the best thing, because it's allowed us to think freely and critically. And by having more folks around us, we have a synergy, and it feels like we're back to, a real work environment. Even though things have dramatically changed, we still have the same faces in place, the same team in place, and it feels like, family is here.
That's awesome. That's a great story, Jeff. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Of course.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you again. Thank you so much, Jeff. I'm glad we've been able to stay in touch, and I'm so glad to hear of how you've been able to shift and really make a difference in the community and also help your business. Of course, it's not what we thought we would be in late June of this year, but hey, sometimes you just have to roll with the punches and make it work. And that's what we're all about here. So I'm glad you've been able to make it work. And before we know it, we'll be back to business, whatever that may be. But before then, we will see you at your pop-up lunch. And yeah, sounds like I'll be trying a crab sandwich this Saturday. So I'm excited about that. But again, thank you so much, Jeff. I'm going to go ahead and mute you. Unless there's anything else you wanted to say. I don't want to cut you off.
That's all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Jeff. Thanks for being here today. If anyone else is interested in sharing their business story, please raise your hand, and we will definitely give you that floor to talk. If you are not interested, if you don't want to share, you're not into the whole public speaking through a camera thing, no worries at all. We can give you some time to think about it. In the meantime, Peter joined us. Hi, Peter.
Peter.
Yeah, sorry to be a little late.
No
Better
worries.
late than never. You're just in time to share a little bit about the gift card program in Mountain View. We saved that piece for you so that you could speak to that.
Well, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we've been hearing from a lot of folks is how can we support our businesses better? Is there a way that we can, kind of prepay or save up or whatever? And, the idea of a gift card keeps coming up. And the request we get is, well, gosh, wouldn't it be great if I could just use this gift card anywhere in Mountain View instead of in, having to do it to a specific store or something like that, although I might want to do that. And the answer is that we've actually contracted with a company called Gifted.co, C-O, not C-O-M, and they have the ability to, they've created a universal gift card for Mountain View. And the nice thing about this card is that for all the participating businesses, you can designate how much of that card you want to apply there. So you could go down the street and stop in one store and spend $15 of that gift card, and go to another one and spend another $10 off of it, type of thing. So it becomes kind of a running total. In order for it to work, it's all about critical numbers. So the more people who buy the cards, the better, and the more companies that sign on, the better. And so we've been working very closely with the Downtown Business Association to reach out to as many of the businesses as we can to say, please get on board. It's to your advantage. And it's starting to roll. It's actually the same program that's being in Los Altos, and they experienced something similar where it was kind of slow at first, but then caught on, and now I think that almost all the businesses on Main Street are now a part of it. So we hope to have the same thing true in Mountain View. A lot of the vendors have asked me, well, what do I have to do? Is it going to be a real pain in the butt? And what's the back end look like? The answer is it's not that bad. It's the cost is very minimal in terms of there's no setup charge, there's no monthly fee, and the compensation that the management company, the Gifted.co, takes is it totals up to 8%, but 4.5% of that is what the credit card charges are that you would normally pay to process it. So it's pretty minimal. And again, the idea here is that it would encourage people to come out and enjoy what we have to offer. One other thing is that there also is the ability to have your own private gift card, privately branded. And cases like that, if somebody purchased the card, then the merchant actually gets 100% of that refund right away. It goes right into your bank account rather than having to wait until it's redeemed. So we found it to be a pretty good deal. And again, we encourage as many businesses as possible to sign on. If you'd like to sign on, you can send us a note at info@chamber.org and we can forward it on, or you can write directly to gifted.co.
Thank you, Peter. So if someone's interested in having their business listed with the gift card, or so if they're interested to have their business on the gift card, they can just email us at info@chambermv.org. That's the best way?
That's correct. I'll also just put in a plug for, hopefully you all have opened up your newsletter for today. We are trying to keep you as informed as possible and as up to date and with as much info as we can, and with all the changes on Castro and the latest announcements from the White House and all of that. We really want you as businesses to know what's going on. There is a segment in the newsletter that says if you are interested in purchasing a card, click here, and if you're a business and interested in joining, to click here. So you don't even have to write anything down, just go to the newsletter and click in.
All right. Well, that's convenient. Thank you, Peter, for that great recap of our newly launched program. It's rapidly growing considering how not that long ago we launched it. So it's pretty exciting stuff there. gastro closing and gift cards and virtual events. It's a wonder we keep up with it. But I don't see any raised hands right now, so I'm going to go ahead and end this session a little early. We're going to do our closing remarks. Unless anyone is dying to share their story, please raise your hand. If not, you can email us or talk. You know how to find us. You can call our office. We're more than happy to listen and share your story as well. But if not, I want to give my thanks to Dawn and Peter and everyone, Sarah and Jeff, who spoke today as well. Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. Dawn, Peter, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Really appreciate you joining us today. Thanks so much for sharing, the experiences, Sarah and Jeff in particular. Very interesting to hear what you're doing and how you've changed your model to deal with this new reality that we're living in. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Stay healthy and wash your hands.